May I know if in fact it was diplomatic clearance and notice?
Yes, ma'am. I think in the end, the problem was the miscommunication that you had made in your initial comments. But yes, we can confirm that a diplomatic clearance was issued for that particular C-17 flight.
Please explain.
I would like to support the statement coming from the DFA that indeed everything was followed. As far as CAAP is concerned, we get the lead from the Department of National Defense. Now, as far as the flight plan is concerned of the subject aircraft, we have it here on hand that indeed they filed a flight plan to stop Manila on 25 June.
When did you receive the flight plan? Kasi ang pagkasabi ninyo nung naglanding, nagulantarin kayo eh.
June 25.
June 25, ma'am, at 10:45 p.m. in the evening. And then the flight came the following morning.
Yes, Madam Chair. So, alam ng CAAP, alam ng DND, alam niyo sir, na darating yun. So, wala tayong palisigaps nito kung gano'n, walang problema.
If I may, ma'am, as far as the U.S. military is concerned, all of their movements are coordinated at meron pong diplomatic clearance that was furnished to us.
The FA to please enlighten us regarding these procedures and the protocols for landing of foreign military planes in the country.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon to the honorable senators on the committee. So I think, Madam Chair, when it comes to the landing or to the entry into the Philippines of foreign military aircraft, essentially, there are a couple of things that are important to remember. One is the need for the diplomatic clearance, which is really, I guess, the initial step that any foreign government needs to undertake. And then after that diplomatic clearance is issued by the department, then, of course, as the chair had pointed out, there has to be the necessary coordination with the CAAP, with the airport. I would defer to colleagues from CAAP and to MIA for their protocols. And perhaps Undersecretary Rambuanga will also have something to say on the part of the Presidential Commission on Visiting Forces.
Yes, with regard to this specific incident,
Yes, po.
in July, in June, may I know if in fact it was diplomatic clearance and notice?
Yes, ma'am. I think in the end, the problem was the miscommunication that you had made in your initial comments. But yes, we can confirm that a diplomatic clearance was issued for that particular C-17 flight. And if you will allow me, I will just outline briefly for the committee the process that normally takes place for the
In this
issue.
case, there was diplomatic clearance.
Yes,
Anong
Madam Chair.
nangyari? Hindi nasabihan ang CAAP?
We do not believe that that is the case in this instance. The problem was, as you were saying in your initial comments, Madam Chair, is that there was a miscommunication between the ground handler and the U.S. Embassy and obviously with the airport authorities.
Okay, carry on. Yeah.
Madam Chair, may
Senator,
I interject? If that is not the case, if that was not the case, can you categorically say na merong issue kayo ng diplomatic clearance, hindi nyo na-advisean yung CAAP about that, yung DND about that, na meron tayong diplomatic clearance na binigay dito sa mga Amerikano na pumunta dito. Hindi nyo nasabihan?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No, sorry, Madam Chair. We informed all the relevant government authorities. The problem was there was miscommunication between the ground handler eventually and the airport authorities.
Oh, sabi ng CAAP, wala daw silang alam. Hindi daw kayo nagsabi. Ang DP, hindi daw nagsabi.
Walang alam eh.
Where's CAAP?
Dito,
Yes, CAAP, sir.
Captain Ski, please.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the committee.
Yeah, I still have our text thread regarding this, and it was apparent that CAAP was the last to know. Please explain.
I would like to support the statement coming from the DFA that indeed everything was followed. As far as CAAP is concerned, we get the lead from the Department of National Defense to the Philippine.
I'm sorry if everything was followed. Bakit 10 oras halos sila nakatambay dun sa NAIA?
Regarding that, the stay of the aircraft for 10 hours, we didn't have any information on that.
Wait, you just said you were informed. Now you're saying you had no information. Alin ba talaga?
No, ma'am. As far as the procedures are concerned, so we get the lead using a diplomatic note, And then most of the coordination are done with the DND through the Philippine Air Defense Command Center. Even the details, doon ho nanggagaling. Now, as far as the flight plan is concerned of the subject aircraft, we have it here on hand that indeed they filed a flight plan to stop Manila on 25 June.
When did you receive the flight plan? Kasi ang pagkasabi ninyo nung naglanding, nagulanta rin kayo eh.
June 25 and
June 25, ma'am, at 10:45 p.m. in the evening, and then the flight came the following morning.
So alam nga ninyo
Yes,
na
sir.
darating.
Darating, alam.
So, hindi correct yung sinasabi na hindi alam ng kaap.
Alam namin, sir.
Alam ninyo.
Alam namin po.
So, anong problema dyan?
Bakit yung sinabi ninyo, bakit sinabi ninyo hindi ninyo alam? As a matter of fact, admitido pati yung US Embassy na naglanding nga sa maling airstrip. Hindi yung para sa reserve ng military.
No, no, ma'am, it's here. I'm sorry. But the first destination.
Yun ang pagkasabi nila sa amin eh. Nung nagtanong kami.
It's really,
Mali-mali daw lahat eh.
it's really
Pati
Manila.
yung landing area.
Ang mali yata, ma'am, is tama rin yung nasabi nyo. There was some confusion as far as the handling agent is concerned in Manila. But the destination, first destination is Manila prior to Puerto Princesa. Doon ho nagkagulo dahil nung naglanding ang aeroplano, they didn't even know where to park because the handling agent did not coordinate with MIA na dadating ito at kung saan magpa-park or whatever requirements they needed.
Teka, nakakatama dito kasi nagkakaturoan. Ang kaap may alam, pero ang kaap at ang MIA hindi nag-usap. Ganun ba yun?
If I may, ma'am, as far as international flights are, especially diplomatic or military, we do not coordinate directly with MIA regarding this because yung information na to is shared to us and we keep it to ourselves. Now, it is the handling agent who is supposed to coordinate with MIA regarding parking and other requirements.
So, Madam Chair, ito ba'y klarong kaso ng mishandling? Mishandling on the part of the handlers?
It appears that way, Your Honor. Apparently, they were not informed.
Ang concern lang natin dito
I would like to recognize the arrival. Senator Tulfo, please. Thank you. Sorry, Bato.
Yes, Madam Chair. So, alam ng kaap, alam ng DND, alam niyo sir, na darating yun. So, wala tayong palisigaps nito. Kung gano'n, walang problema. Siguro, yung mishandling lang. So, sinong government agency dapat magkukorek doon sa handlers? Sino may hawak ng mga handlers na yun, Madam Chair?
If I may, sir.
Yes.
Kasi it is the U.S. Embassy, the U.S. authorities that are have a contract with the handling agent, ground handler.
So
which
wala
is AGs.
kayong sort of regulating powers dito sa mga handlers?
Wala po, ma'am. As
Wala
far as that is
talaga.
concerned.
Mga private to. Basta lulusot, papasok na lang ito doon sa vicinity ng airport na wala kayong control. Ganun ba?
jurisdiction. Mia is
If I may, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Andito po yung taga-MIA. I think they have the jurisdiction.
Tama,
for the
MIA.
ground handlers are concerned.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So,
Madam
wala,
Chair.
wala kayong communication ng kaap at MIA noong June at hanggang ngayon? Kasi labas-pasok itong mga eroplano, minsan nagugulanta nga yung mga tao at bakit walang alam. Yes, sa MIA.
Yes.
Hindi kayo nasabihan?
Your Honor, we confirm that for this particular flight, MIAA is not aware that parating yung aircraft po. So the time that we knew it was coming here nung nagland na po, kaya po walang na-assign na parking slot. Under the right procedure po, an aircraft operator or let's say a charterer or ito yung military aircraft po, number one, they should have sought air traffic clearance or yung landing permit which they were able to secure from CAAP. The next step would have been for them or their appointed ground handler to communicate with the airport para po makakuha ng mga ground slot para sa mga facilities sa airport. That next step po yung na-miss natin. Although they had the landing permit, there was no coordination made by the aircraft operator or the ground handler with the MIAA. Kaya po hindi po namin ina-expect na may darating na C-17 na ganong aircraft registry on June 26 po.
Ang pagkaalam ko na ulit din to eh. May iba pang mga airport kung saan naglanding na nagulat din sila. Tama ba, Kaap? Kasi this is not the first or the last time that this occurred. There were several other landings of aircraft, particularly aircraft that are not U.S. military aircraft, but rather only those contracted by the U.S. Air Force to help with their operations here in the Philippines. Tama po ba?
If I may, ma'am, as far as the U.S. military is concerned, all of their movements are coordinated at meron pong diplomatic clearance that was furnished to us.
No, the question now appears to be no longer the diplomatic clearance, but more importantly, the administrative clearance and the communications on the ground. Because as I said, maliban pa dito sa nangyari sa June 26, may iba pang landing sa iba't ibang lugar na nagulat din yung mga nandun. Kaya't I think there were several actually that followed this resolution, as I recall. Yes, Captain Tamayo. You're saying that everything was cleared. Bakit nagkakaganito? Minsan nagdi-delay ng 6 hours, ito 10 hours, ito yung pinakamalala.
As
If
I
everything was pre-arranged and everyone had been properly notified, I don't think there would be delays of such long periods na nakasalansang yung eroplano dun sa airstrip at walang makagalaw.
like what happened in this case, ma'am, perhaps it is again a miscommunication with the handling agent of the foreign aircraft, if ever. Basta as far as CAAP is concerned, all the movements we are aware.
Laban Pinas.